Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Nikke reaction. Today we have the absolute main theme, not just a normal main theme, and this is Remain. I don't know what absolute is, if it's like a game mode or some different thing in the game, a chapter, just a different event potentially. I don't know, but apparently this song is really good and requested by Rhapsody. A lot of people wanted me to get to this one. They also wanted me to get to Boom, but this one was just a little bit more, and I mean like a few votes higher. So if you want me to get to Boom next time, let me know in the comments of this video, but without further ado, let's go! Starting out with that vibe. Big room, lots of reverb.
I lived like smoke to fly to hold. Out in the cold, faded away, so soft and gone. But deep inside, I'm burning all.
Oh,
No one could see.
This might be radio worthy.
The spark in me.
We'll have to see what happens as it evolves. Got to hear the hook, you know? That's what makes the difference.
Becomes the light.
Ooh, nice shift on the chord there.
To be the guiding light. But now I'm breathing. Still I carry the weight alone. Look at me now, I never break.
Ooh,
Walk ahead and never wait.
yeah, I could hear this on the radio.
Tell me why I keep my fire burning dry. Still I will light
Got a smidge of an R&B approach to it.
I can take him to win a smile. Won't look back. I stay the course. Push the storm without remorse. I remain.
That's really good.
I walk through glass.
Solid production, Cosmo.
Called it the sign.
I'm really loving all the layers of this one. The piano being so constant, just bouncing between those couple of notes. Shifting right there, adjust the tone.
To feel this way, but now I'm breathing. Still I carry the weight alone.
And I love this pre-chorus too, because it just
Look at me now, I'm
it sits right in there.
I walk ahead and never wait. I don't need skies to tell me why. I keep my fire burning dry. Still I will light a fire. The words can touch this steady mind. I can take him to
And
win a smile.
the synths up there, that high register, is so complimentary. How did I say it like that? Complimentary. Complimentary. Why did I say it like that? We love a tasteful guitar solo here. I also like that it's subtle. It's not just like blasting through and taking the spotlight. It's kind of seated back. Ooh, and ending it like that too. Not really a resolution as much as it is an invitation for more to come that never does. I love it when they hold tension like that, and with that little swell at the end too, you're like, oh, it just kind of rises that tension just a smidge before cutting you off, and it makes you want more. Boy, do we have things to talk about. So I spent way too much time listening to this song many more times, figuring out things I really liked about it and stuff I wanted to talk about. I hope you're all ready for nerd talk, because there's so much about this song that could point you in the right direction as a composer or a producer on how to unlock the key to making a brilliant, like very radio-worthy pop song, right? So let's start off with that little piano ditty thing that I thought was really neat during the main portions of the verse, which is a perfect fifth, which works perfectly. That's the whole point, right? Like... drops to a perfect fourth. So you get this beautiful relationship here that never really changes. We sit on that E the whole time, only switching between the B and the A. And then when it adjusts down from that B, A, and then settles into that C sharp, and then we have an A chord or a C sharp chord, depending on what direction you're going. This would be down, so I would say A, especially because that is the root at the top there at very least, but the C sharp is the root at the bottom. So we get that nice relationship out of here. It's just a nice chord. Beautiful. But it roots everything, so you get that. And then that adjusts into the pre-chorus, which does kind of change the whole vibe of the song, because you take what was a perfect fourth and fifth and that alternating relationship, and then you ground it in something that is a sharp, which changes that whole chord into something completely unique and different. So it just adjusts things before jumping back into the original set of chords for the chorus. So you get that relationship of let's start positive, perfect, literally working in basically all major space, and then you want to shift it down to adjust for a little bit of that tension before then releasing it upward into this big energy that the chorus has. And the chorus is kind of the secret sauce for this one, because sure, you can have a good chorus anywhere, but this one does something lyrically that I did not anticipate. And I also found out that NieN is the one that composed this, Cosmograph is the one that produced it, but NieN composed it. NieN nailed this. The way that they phrased the lyrics is kind of the secret sauce here. There is a constant movement of these lyrics. There's a constant change of how they're handling the phrasing in each section. So you basically get little sections of like longer held out notes. Then you follow that up with much more succinct, almost staccato notes, like just very immediate and very patterned. Like we're coming right after another, no real long held out notes, just all quarter notes effectively. And then we get to that section where the singer goes, their words can't touch this steady mind, and we get a triplet in there. So that's another pattern adjustment, another rhythmic adjustment in the vocals. So you're getting really long drawn out notes, really short staccato notes, and then a triplet in there. There's three completely unique styles of vocalization in there, and that keeps the brain and the rhythm alive. And that triplet rhythm really complements the trap style drums we have on this song too. That's just a great compliment for it, because that's kind of a thing that trap drums love to do anyway. They use a lot of triplets in there, so adjusting that to the vocal pattern and making sure that that stays consistent during a section where I don't believe that there was that trap like triplet going on in there, you kind of adjusted for it with the vocals, and it kept it naturally going forward. We didn't have any moments where the vocals felt like they were trying too hard to make up for anything in the song. It didn't have any tension. It was just a natural progression, keeping that short, long, short, had the triplet in there, and just keeping that general pattern for the vocals going. It was so good. And for the record, if you're hearing me say patter, that's specific. I'm not saying pattern. Two different things. Patter is basically the way you say words, in what rhythmic pattern you say the words. That is a vocal pattern. And more for the chorus here, just brilliant production, especially in the high ends, those synths really acting kind of as just all of the harmonies going on here. I couldn't really tell if there were vocal harmonies. They didn't really feel like it. It felt mostly like synths were going on and doing their thing, but they were so high up there, matching the vocal tone of the singer, that it just works. You feel like there's some secret sauce in this song that makes all of that just fucking work. And basically all of that, all of the things that are making this song work are just sheerly based on experience. Like, how good is NieN at writing songs? How fucking amazing is he as a composer to make this happen? And for Cosmograph being the producer of this song to kind of wrangle all of that and make it sound so goddamn good. I at least assume that Cosmo is the one, by producing this, is also working on post-production and therefore mixing and such. There might be somebody else involved with that, but I'm just assuming it's all Cosmograph for like the final, like adding the seasonings basically, and just making all of this work. And sure, NieN's the one composing it, did an amazing job at making those certain decisions. The vocal pattern, amazing choice there. The chords, brilliant choice there for that tension adjustment in the pre-chorus and then releasing it up. It's very common for pop music to do that especially, so it's just really satisfying to have something kind of set you in a mood that feels a little bit more somber and melancholic, and then it takes you down further and you're like, oh, there's more to this. Let's get an emotional anchor on the song before dragging you right back up and you're like, whoa, I didn't know this was going to be a positive song. And it's a great like subversion of expectations. Just a brilliant production here that I have really no notes about otherwise. Just wanted to share some of those thoughts about like what the secret sauce of this song kind of is. Pay attention to your vocal production just as much as you do anything else in a production. If you're a producer, if you're a composer, if you're a beat maker, pay attention to things like that. If you're sharing different rhythmic spaces, make sure that some of that is dynamic. Share it between different aspects of your song. See what that does to the song. Don't just agree on a melodic line and use a singular synth and be like, sounds pretty good, and just have that be the end of it. You won't get this sort of dynamic relationship if you just stop there. You have to pay attention to the rest of it. All of these other languages in the song all have to speak to each other to make a beautiful piece work. And this song is just so good at it. Tova Oh, beautiful voice for this song, sang it beautifully. I actually think her accent added a lot to this song too, which is weird to say maybe, but there are ways that she like delivered some of the lines in this song that almost wouldn't have worked if she was speaking better English, like more clear English. Especially in the chorus, there were a few words in there that she almost didn't say, but like kind of got half of the syllable out that helped the flow continue on. And if you had a native English speaker say that, somebody who has that full Americanized accent, you wouldn't have gotten that because they honestly would have been putting too many vowels or too many consonants in the way of that vocal pattern, and you wouldn't have been able to get things out nearly as efficiently or hell, even just as satisfyingly. So they did a great job, even if that one was completely by chance. Fantastic pick having her on vocals here. Great voice, again, just nailed it with all the vocal rhythms, even if some of them were intentional purely based on her accent. It ended up working out and it made an amazing chorus. But I've also been yapping about this song way too much, I think, at this point, so thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to get to something else, probably Boom, a lot of people wanted me to get to Boom, let me know in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!